top story on ABC News Breakfast. Firefighters are battling a massive chemical fire in the Canberra suburb of Mitchell. There have been a series of explosions, sending flames 200 metres into the air.
Residents within a 10-kilometre radius of the blaze have been told to stay indoors and keep their windows closed. Evacuation centres have been set up at the Canberra Stadium and at nearby Dixon College.
So residents within 10 kilometres of that fire have been warned to stay indoors. They have to keep their windows closed. If you're just joining us this morning from Canberra, good morning. That's the advice that you're being given at the moment. And as Michael mentioned, you've got those evacuation centres at Canberra Stadium and Dixon College. No reports of casualties though at this stage. No reports of casualties,
and firefighters stress the blaze has been confined to one building. Mitchell is a largely industrial suburb of Canberra, so that is one thing going in the firefighters' favour. From my recollection, there aren't too many houses, certainly within QE, of that factory or the operation there that's going up in smoke. We are now joined, we're told, by Troy Cuthbertson, ABC reporter, who's on the scene there. Troy, good morning. What can you see?
Good morning to you, Michael. What I can see at the moment is the fire is still raging, completely out of control. What is actually happening is there's been a series of explosions over the past half an hour, and those explosions actually began at around 2 a.m. this morning. The fire actually started around midnight, and has been actually, and in fact for the first couple of hours it was actually under control. Then those explosions happened. This is a chemical factory, and whatever those chemicals are in there began exploding at around 2 a.m. That initially forced firefighters to retreat for about 20 minutes while they regathered, and then they went in and again attempted to get at this fire. But as you can see over my shoulder, this fire is still well and truly out of control, and they have no idea when it might actually again be under control.
Troy, do you know how close that factory is to neighbouring houses?
Look, it is actually about 500 metres or so from a suburb called Franklin. The suburb that the factory is in is called Mitchell. It's about 5 kilometres away from the city. And that entire suburb has actually indeed been evacuated. It is an industrial suburb. The nearby houses are about 500 metres away. Now, those residents have actually been given an emergency warning. They've been told to stay inside, close their doors and windows, and also turn off their air conditioning and not go outside. In fact, that warning has been given to residents 10 kilometres around this zone. Now, that is simply because you can see that black acrid smoke that is coming actually off this fire. They have done some atmospheric testing, and at this stage those tests are clear, but they're just taking every precaution for those residents to, in that 10-kilometre zone in the northern suburbs, to stay inside for until they're told to come out.
And we're talking, therefore, a fairly large slab of inner Canberra there, aren't we, Troy?
We certainly are, and we're also embarking on the peak hour here in this morning, and peak hour out of these suburbs, it's an area called Gungahlin, and to be frank with you, it is very difficult on the best of days to get out of Gungahlin, and there are road closures right across this area. There are roads closed probably about 2 to 3 kilometres away. I'm actually about 3 kilometres away from the fire, and I'm at a roadblock, and there are going to be cars trying to get into the city this morning, and they're not going to have a good time trying to do that. And
finally, Troy, have firefighters been telling reporters yet just how toxic these chemicals potentially are that are spewing from this factory?
Look, at this stage, all they're telling us is that it is toxic. They are warning people to stay inside. Look, from my general observations, I've been out here since about 1 a.m. and look, I honestly haven't smelt anything. That's not to say that there isn't actually something toxic in the air, but look, and just from what I've been observing myself, and this morning as the dawn has broken, that smoke is fairly high up there in the atmosphere. As I said, they have been doing atmospheric testing, and so far they've come back clear.
Troy Cuthbertson in Canberra, thank you very much for that update.
Thanks, Michael.